One Nation leader Pauline Hanson has shut down the Senate for 1.5 hours after walking into the chamber in a burqa.
The government leader in the Senate, Foreign Minister Penny Wong, introduced a motion. Pauline Hanson says she was given no notice of this, but it did come after her controversial stunt yesterday of wearing a burqa into the chamber and then defying a Senate order to remove the item of clothing. When that occurred, the government had enough. The opposition supported the motion to censure Pauline Hanson, and given she did not apologise when she was given the opportunity to, the Senate has now suspended her for 7 days. Lucky for Senator Hanson, this place is about to rise for the long summer break, so her suspension will carry on, presumably, into the new year.
And so other than proving that she needs some new material, what was Pauline Hanson trying to achieve with this stunt?
Look, I think publicity is probably the key to everything that we see with these stunts. Pauline Hanson's party is riding record high popularity as the coalition bleeds votes to the minor party, and she's capitalising on that. And there's a lot of attention on her and her party. And particularly as there are ongoing suggestions that Barnaby Joyce is about to defect to that One Nation party.
Barnaby Joyce has finally sat down for dinner with Pauline Hanson, with the One Nation leader making good on her invitation of a home-cooked meal.
How worried are the coalition that Barnaby is going to defect?
You get the impression they're pretty much resigned to the fact that their former leader and former Deputy Prime Minister is 2 feet out the door already. He's not attended a meeting of the joint party room today in Canberra, and he's dining, although I wouldn't call it fine dining, with the leader of another party, and certainly giving every public indication that he's ready to jump ship. There's a lot of people, I think, in the coalition who will welcome Barnaby Joyce's departure. In past couple of election campaigns, the Liberals have complained that Barnaby Joyce was a real drag on their vote. For others, such as the Nationals MP and former rival of Barnaby Joyce, Michael McCormack, he's upset. He doesn't want to see Barnaby defect from the party he once led. What the One Nation party perhaps sees is also a bit of generational change. Pauline Hanson has now been in public life for a long time. She's in her 70s, and there will come a time where she will want to perhaps step down as leader. So perhaps there is a senior leadership role for Barnaby Joyce in the near future. Of course, he would have to win a Senate spot for One Nation, but many people think that's a pretty good possibility.
With deliveries set to ramp up over the festive season, Australia Post is worried your dog will attack the posties. According to new stats from Australia Post today, man's best friend is no friend to the postie, with an average of 46 posties a week having run-ins with dogs. Despite repeated appeals to the public over the years, more than 1,100 dog-related incidents have occurred nationwide in the past 6 months. Taking a deep dive into the numbers reveals 1 in 3 of these dog incidents occurs on customer property, all of those occurring either at the front door or when the postie is approaching or leaving the front door to deliver a parcel. A further 62% occur out on the street, with more than 80% of those involving dogs escaping a property or roaming freely without an owner present. And 1 in 3 of those street incidents involved a postie being chased down the street by a dog. But the posties aren't totally defenceless. They're armed with citronella spray as a last line of defence. And in the past 6 months, the spray has been pretty effective in 90% of cases, in fact, causing dogs to retreat and giving posties vital seconds to get back into their weird little vehicles. Now, some Aussie suburbs are worse than others when it comes to dogs attacking posties, with areas of New South Wales like Penrith, Toowoomba in Queensland and Rockingham in WA leading the nation. But pet owners must get their pooches under control pronto, because Australia Post will cease deliveries to a property or even an entire street if there's an aggressive dog.